Welcome back, everybody. So the point of this video is just going to be doing as much cleanup to this factory and kind of all this stuff on the ground, as well as our copper plant over here. And we're going to get so much work done. And we're going to be doing a little bit of kind of a third-person camera to get a lot of it done. All that being said, guys, let's get into it. So now that we laid out the foundation for our factory and got rid of it as a floating platform, we're starting to kind of make the front fascia of our wall here, which is going to be used a lot of the different windows that we've unlocked and try to create kind of like a front entrance to our factory. So as we're finishing up our storage system here, we're going to be going outside. We're going to be working on that quarry that we talked about so many episodes ago. The main idea of this is, one, to provide a space for our miners to have some sort of look to the factory. Usually I like to cover up my miners or put them in a glass case. This kind of allows them to sit out on the raw earth and look like they're actually at work doing something, which they are, which is really effective to kind of making the factory look a little bit better. The other thing is, with this being a little bit catty-cornered and kind of diagonal, it creates a nice shape for our factory, as opposed to it only being a nice long tube. Whenever you're encasing stuff with your machines, the best thing to think about is add as much shape as possible to it, and we're going to be doing a lot of that throughout this video. So we'll be looking for different ways that we're kind of adding some sort of structure and design to stuff. At the end of the day, whenever you're spending time doing something that's a new skill and you're trying to be creative, things don't always work right. And sometimes you do the wrong thing, which is what I'm showing in this little clip here. I'm just patching it with some little pillars and trying to make it look good. It's not always going to be perfect, and things aren't always going to go right, and that's okay. The most important thing is that you tried and you put effort into it, and at the end of it, if you create something beautiful, that's all that matters. I saw a comment the other day that was talking about struggling to encase your factories and see the whole point of it, and I feel like a lot of people feel that way, and that's okay. You don't have to play this way, but if you're watching this video, I think that somewhere in you wants to, and that's okay too. It takes some time to practice and kind of get these skills, really to sit down and force yourself to do it, and I want you to tell you that it's not as daunting as it seems, and that I believe in you, and that I know that you can do it, and you know that you can do it, and all you need to do is sit down and try. I believe in you. So in the video that we built this assembler up here, we really didn't do a whole lot of cosmetic stuff. We just made the floating platform and kind of went from there. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going through and creating some hallways, a couple little rooms laid out for like maintenance access, so I can get down into the belts if I need to mess with them at all or change anything in the future. That's kind of what I'm doing on the inside of this. We're going to add some shape by building a nice little barn style roof to the top of this, and we're going to keep adding little bits and bobs as we kind of go throughout the video. So now that we got our factory encased and everything's doing awesome, we're going to move on to adding some more shape down below. I'm going to try to build a logistics system underneath here with some trucks and stuff, which you're going to continue to see as we keep building this stuff on the outside of the factory. What we're doing right here is creating our entrance to actually get into it. I don't want to have a ramp that's just kind of running up the entire thing. I want to be able to kind of enter through the bottom and work up some stuff on the inside, which is what I'm building right here. So this little platform down here is technically our entrance, and it's also a really good opportunity to add some shape to our factory. This little intersection is designed as a roundabout with this little rock in the center of it. And when I say this thing took me an egregious amount of time to build, I would not be lying if I said I never want to do it again. But it looks cool. So that's the important part. This is our copper plant that is in definite need of an upgrade, so we're going to leave a little bit more space, but we're going to start building this. And the main important thing to include is, one, we're going to have a nice little truck stop for all of our transportation needs. At the same time, we're going to be adding as much shape as possible. So we're going to add a nice little flat square box design, and then we're going to add a bunch of little bits and bobs here and there to kind of add some structure and shape to it so it doesn't just look like a square. So we were inside our factory here with our nice storage system and all of our beautiful beautiful smelters, and with everything that we have going on outside of this factory in this video, which we did a ton of work to, and it now looks really, really pretty. The only problem is on the inside of this factory is we still have a bunch of work to do. We obviously have crates and stuff everywhere, but we also have some foundations that are not where they're supposed to be, some staircases that are getting intruded on. There is a lot of work to do internally, and we're probably going to commit a whole video to kind of fixing a lot of that stuff and making this really, really pretty in here. If you want to see that, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to follow the channel and the series and everything that we're doing. Either way, if you didn't enjoy the video and you just wanted to watch and move on, that's totally fine too. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope that you have some motivation from this video, because we did a lot of work. Either way, I will see you later.